Welcome back, trainers. And so we see a pattern going on here with Pokemon Go, and the pattern is we are not gonna ever not see legendary raids, apparently. So with that said, my predictions that I've made in the past have been pretty good, except for the Deoxys one. When we had that mass distribute for the EX passes that Niantic confirmed was a mess up on their end, I thought that possibly we might be seeing a new EX raid because, well, we've never seen a distribute of EX passes of that magnitude before. So the only response I had was, they must be switching up the EX raid soon. So without that, I've been pretty spot on. So let's go over this for the next legendary raids that I think are going to be coming to Pokemon Go, which is Latios and Latias, Registeel, Regirock, and Regice. Yeah, so let's go ahead and go over this. And then we're going to go over the counters. I'm not going to go like 20 Pokemon that you can possibly use counters. I'm going to make this one simple because in the past I've given recommendations that have been pretty good. Obviously, there's ones that I've missed in between different Pokemon that you could possibly use. But I'm going to give you just a really quick skim of what you can counter it with depending upon the move that it has. I'm going to say like 5 or 6 different Pokemon, okay? So anyways, now let's take a look at this. We have attack 268, defense 228, and stamina 160. Now, its attack is lower than Rayquaza, and its defense is higher than Rayquaza, but its stamina is in fact lower than Rayquaza's. So, is it going to put up more of a fight? Yes, definitely is going to be putting up more of a fight. Is the damage output going to be the same? Depends upon the move. It's going to be hitting hard if it has 2 dragon moves. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now, shall we? Oh, before we go on, as you can see here on the screen, it is both dragon and psychic. So it's not a double weakness to ice type, okay? It's going to be weak to dragon, fairy, dark, and bug. We're going to go ahead and take a look at all of the weaknesses and resistances here in just a second. So the most threatening moveset that it's going to have while you're attacking this is going to be Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, because Dragon Claw is just going to continuously come, even maybe possibly Zen Headbutt, but that's disputable. Alright, so Dragon Breath and then Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw has 3 charge bars, hits quick, and that's pretty much it. So Dragon Breath and Psychic's going to be the next second deadliest one. Psychic is just 1 bar, and it's not going to be too troublesome considering the counters I'm going to be talking about here in just a second. Now, if you're going to be using Lapras or any other like Pillow-Swine, Dragon Breath and Solar Beam might be a little bit troublesome considering you're going to be getting taken out by that in your water type. So, but there's going to be so many other counters, you don't need to use ice types anymore because it doesn't have 2 type weaknesses to ice. But with that said, it also has that Dragon Claw, so using Dragon Pokemon with that moveset is going to be out of the question, but that's perfectly fine. And then we have Zen Headbutt, Dragon Claw, Zen Headbutt, Psychic, and Zen Headbutt, and Solar Beam. Alright, so what do you want to use? Worst case scenario being Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw. I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, Tyranitar, Bite and Crunch, because it is Psychic type, it is weak to Dark type, and, well, you're going to be dishing out massive damage. Tyranitar is a good hitting Pokemon, and it can take hits as well. Let's go ahead and move down here. So weak to Bug, Dark, Fairy, Dragon, Ghost, and Ice, resistant against Psychic, Water, Fighting, Electric, Fire, and Grass. Everything else is neutral. So you can go in there with a Scizor, maybe, 2 bug moves. If it has, let's see, Zen Headbutt and Solar Beam, the worst moveset. I wouldn't say worst, but the less threatening one. You can totally go in there with a Dragonite, Rayquaza, or Dragon type Pokemon and completely wreck it, okay? So there you go with that. There's my set. That's pretty much it. You're going to want to use Tyranitar for the first set there. What else could you use for the first set? I mean, you can use Ice Pokemon if it had 2 Dragon moves. Even if it has Psychic, Tyranitar is going to be period number 1 because, well, it resists that. Dragon Breath doesn't do much damage really. and you're just going to be hard-hitting machine. All right, you can literally just, if you have 6 Tyrantars, or if you only have 2, or if you don't have any, then your other options are probably going to be ice Pokemon. If it has 2 dragon moves, don't pick dragon Pokemon. Don't do that. That's going to be bad on you. You're going to get taken out immediately. All right, so there you have it, Latios. Quick rundown there. Counters to use: Tyranitar, Scizor, Gengar. If it doesn't have Psychic, anything with Dark, Ghost, Fairy. You could even use a Gardevoir. But the only thing about Gardevoir is this. Here, let's take a look at its weaknesses really quick. Gardevoir, so it resists electric type. So you're going to either have Confusion or the other electric quick move that Gardevoir has. So both of those are resistant, but Fairy is going to be super effective. So I would still recommend you probably use Tyranitar. But if it does have 2 dragon moves, that's an option. But at the same time, you could just use ice Pokemon too, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Latias, which is going to be more of a trouble Pokemon to beat, because look at the defense. So we have attack at 228, defense at 268. That's crazy for a dragon there. So it's going to be dishing out damage, and it's going to be able to take the hit. Stamina at 160, so it's on the lower end there. Alright, so as far as moves go, the only thing that's switched around is Thunder and Solar Beam. So Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw is the most troublesome there. Dragon Breath, Psychic, then Dragon Breath and Thunder. So pretty easy, same counters, same rundown. If you're going to be using ice Pokemon though, with ice and water types, like pretty much Lapras, then Thunder is going to be your enemy. But as far as anything else is concerned, Tyranitar's Bite and Crunch, Scizor with 2 bug moves, Gengar if it doesn't have Psychic. Gengar is not going to be your best option, but if you're trying to do as much damage as you possibly can, you're going to do that. But you're going to be taken out fairly quick, no matter what moveset it has, because, you know, Gengar is a pure glass cannon, but with one of the highest attacks in the game. Alright, so Dragon Claw is doing 50, Thunder is doing 100, and Psychic for 100. That should have been established. Week 2, the same things. Weak to Bug, Dark, Fairy, Dragon, Ghost, Ice, resistant to Electric, Fire, Grass, Fighting, Psychic, and Water. Everything else is neutral. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Same attackers as before. Tyranitar, anything with dark types. I could recommend all kinds of different dark types, but the thing is, their CP is so low. Like Absol, I mean, that's a good Pokemon, pretty good attack, but at the end of the day, you're better off just powering up Tyranitars and going in there with that. I mean, that's the more logical sense, right? People aren't really necessarily powering up Absols over Tyranitars because, well, Tyranitar is just a complete monster in this game, so it seems you probably want to just go with that. Dragonites, Rayquaza, as long as it doesn't have dragon moves. If it has Thunder, oh my goodness, pick dragon Pokemon all day. Zen Headbutt and Thunder, that's going to be the set where people are like, oh, it's Zen Headbutt Thunder. Okay, everybody's going to be like, woo, easy, let's do it. You know how it is. Every legendary Pokemon has that easy moveset, like Mewtwo, like, what is it, Psycho Cut and Solar Beam. Or even, I don't know, maybe Shadow Ball. I mean, if you're using Tyranitars, it's not so difficult, but basically the easiest Mewtwo is Psycho Cut and Hyper Beam. So that's going to be the easy set for this one, Zen Headbutt and Thunder, and for the last one, Zen Headbutt and Solar Beam. Okay? Even Momo Psychic, because if you're using Tyranitars, say goodbye, it's just going to get bitten away. Crunch, crunch, crunch. See you later, Latias. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the Regis really quick now. See what we have going on over here for these. And when do I think these are going to drop? I can't tell you when. All I can tell you is that these are the next ones, okay? Latios, Latias, Regice, Registeel, and Regirock, okay? So we have, woof, look at this bad boy right here. A low attack of 143, but a massive whopping defense of 284, stamina 160. Pure steel type, and that last one, that last dragon, Latias, is the same as the other one. It's dragon and psychic, okay? If you didn't see that. So this one here is pure steel. Resists quite a few Pokemon. You're not going to have to really worry too much about this as far as damage. But then again, it is a raid boss, and they're still going to be hitting pretty hard no matter what, even if you don't dodge. So what I'm getting at here, it's going to be on the more easy end. It's just going to be time consuming. You might have to jump back in just because it has so much defense. Look at that. But then again, if you have a full group, easy peasy, easy peasy. Metal Claw, Flash Cannon, there's no real threatening moveset. I'm going to say the easiest one is going to be obviously at the bottom, Rock Smash and Flash Cannon. But that is pretty much all of these moves here. Even Hyper Beam is going to be really easy. The only thing you're going to have to worry about is the steel moves, which you're going to get stabbed. And if it's snowing, then look out. Alright, but I don't know if it's going to be snowing when this thing comes out, because I have a trajectory for the time release of this is going to be early spring, late spring, right at early summer. That's my prediction, okay? Alright, so we don't need to go over too much. We'll go over the counters here in just a second. Alright, so resistant. Here we go. You ready? Resistant against bug, grass, normal, rock, dragon, fairy, flying, poison by only one time, because this is Pokemon Go. It's just going to be resistant, normal. Steel, ice, and psychic. Week 2. Here we go. You ready for all three of them? Fire, ground, and fighting. So, what do I think you should use? Let's see. Does it have rock moves? Absolutely not. No rock moves. So, looks like we're going to have to go with Entei and Moltres. Charizard, Ho-Oh, Flareon, anything fire. Or if you want to go with ground type moves, you can go with Groudon. I wouldn't necessarily recommend Rhydon or Golem because they're ground and rock, so you're going to be getting wrecked by those steel moves, okay? And same with the fighting moves. Focus Blast. If it has Rock Smash, Focus Blast, don't even think about using Golems or Rhydons. You're just going to get torn up. I mean, you can. I mean, at the end of the day, if you have like a group of 15 to 20, do whatever you want to do. But if it's like 7, 8 of you, I don't know what the difficulty is going to be for this, for that little of people, considering its massive defense. So we'll just have to see. But as far as attacking goes and how much damage is going to be outputting, you know, too much to worry about. So like I said, all fire type Pokemon, ground type is going to be Groudon. And then, you know, that's pretty much it. You can go with Machamps. That's going to be a super good one. Since I have all powered up Machamps, fighting type Pokemon are going to be a beautiful thing for this, considering they're not weak to anything that it's doing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is not going to be too difficult, but we're just going to have to see, considering it does have a high defense. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Regice. Regice. Okay, yeah, enough of that. 179 attack. What? 356 defense. All right, and then stamina. So this one is dealing out more damage and even higher defense. So Regice, let's go Regice. Alrighty, so we have Frost Breath and Blizzard Beam, the most deadly attack, possibly. Well, we'll see about that. Then we have Frost Breath and Focus Blast, Frost Breath, Earthquake, Rock Smash, Blizzard, Rock Smash, Focus Blast, Rock Smash, and Earthquake. Alright, very nice, very nice. Let's go ahead and see what it is week 2 and what it resists. Week 2, well, first it resists ice. And that's it. Well then, it's week 2, fire, rock, steel, and fighting. Okay? So basically, fire Pokemon, rock Pokemon, and obviously the types that I just said. So all the fire types that I mentioned before, Moltres, Entei, Flareon, Charizard, anything that hits hard with fire moves is going to be your best bet. Rock type moves like Golem, but I don't know about Golem or Rhydon once again because they're part ground type, and then, you know, week 2 ice. So you might want to think about that. But the best thing you're going to probably want to use is steel. Now, what do I recommend? Metagross, if you have one of those, 2 steel type moves. Aggron, 2 steel type moves. Anything from there on is just going to drop DPS like hardcore. There's not too many hard hitting steel types. You have Caesar with 2 steel type moves. Bullet Punch and Iron Head, that would work as well. Fighting types, Machamp, Hariyama. I wouldn't really recommend Breloom because he's part grass, so you might just get destroyed right there. So almost the same types as the last one. Alright, so there you have it for that. And there's plenty of other Pokemon that you can use that I didn't mention, but that's pretty much it. Machamps, Hariyamas, Moltres, Entei, Flareon, anything with fire types, not Groudon with maybe Groudon with Fire Blast. That might work depending on what moveset it had. If it had like Rock Smash and Earthquake, yeah, go ahead and do Groudon. You can use Ho-Oh. That'd be a beautiful attacker right there. Steel Wing and Fire Blast. Okay. Alrighty. So that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. Okay. Regirock, our last and final one, and then we'll go ahead and talk about maybe Jirachi for a few seconds. But I'm interested in Jirachi. I like Jirachi, but there's no point. I can't really predict when that's coming out because Mew is still not out yet. So Jirachi falls under the same lines as Mew Mythical. I don't know what they're going to do with those. Same with Deoxys. I think Deoxys is probably going to be its own thing. They'll release that one soon. I have a hunch that one's coming down the pike sometime, whenever. Alright, so anyways, Regirock, what do we have? 179 for attack. Defense, whopping 357. And then stamina, 160. Alright, let's go ahead and see what it has here. Rock Throw and Stone Edge. Okay. Rock Throw and Zap Cannon. Very nice defense there because, well, what do you want to use against rock types? Water. So there you go. Electric attack. Very good. I like seeing the raid bosses have a hard-hitting counter move. It gives it a challenge. I see people saying that they don't like that. It's too difficult. I mean, well, how much easier do you want the legendaries to be? I mean, come on. It's so easy as it is. I mean, to be honest with you, having 100% Pidgey is more rare than having 100% legendary. I mean, that statement there is kind of foolish. I know. You get my point, right? Right. Anyways. So Rock Throw, Zap Cannon, Rock Throw, Focus Blast, Rock Smash, Stone Edge, Rock Smash, Focus Blast, Rock Smash, Zap Cannon. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over what it's weak against down here. But first, let's go over what it resists. Resists Fire, Normal, Flying, Poison, weak to Grass, Ground, Steel, Water, and Fighting. Now, as far as Grass goes, we all know the best type of Grass attackers are going to be Salamence, or, Sceptile. I don't know what I was thinking, 2 lizards here. Sceptile, Exeggutor, Venusaur, Victory Bell, and there's a few other grass moves, Pokemon you can use there. Ground types, Groudon, and I mean, let's see, what else moves it had to counter ground types? Nothing, except for Focus Blast and Rock Smash if you're using Golem and Rhydon. So once again, you could use those, but you're going to get hit pretty hard if it has those moves. So I'd recommend just going in with Groudon. Alright, 2 ground moves. Alright, take care of business. So, I mean, look at the defense on this thing. I mean, 356. And it dishes out pretty good damage, so you got to think about that. You can use, once again, Machamps, Hariyamas. Now, this time, you can use Breloom, even with mixed up with grass type moves. Considering that, now that I think of it, Breloom is probably one of the best grass attackers in the game because it has a pretty high attack, and you can switch over from grass moves or fighting moves, whichever one. So Breloom's a pretty underrated Pokemon. The only thing bad about it is its low stamina, unfortunately, and its attack is a little bit better than Machamp's, so minuscule that it's driving me absolutely mad whether or not I want to power up my Breloom or not. It's actually, it's not driving me mad, but it's just such a headache. Like, I don't know if I should do it or not because this Stardust is, valuable. You don't just want to blow it. And I know it's still going to be a useful Pokemon. Anyways, all right, enough about Breloom. All right, so Steel type moves. You can go with Metagross, Caesar, Bullet Punch, and Iron Head. And like I said, you can do aggro on 2 steel moves, but anything else from there, DPS is going to just drop dramatically for all the other steel type attackers. Fire is going to not be doing very much. You're not going to be wanting to use those like the other ones. Ground, and then yeah, so there you have it. Water Pokemon, you can totally go with Kyogre. That's going to be a beautiful thing, except for you got to look out for that Zap Cannon. All right, so Kyogre, Gyarados are going to be a good to go if it doesn't have. You don't want to use Gyarados Fast Stone Edge. I mean, or Rock Throw. I mean, it seems like the only time it's going to be safe to use Gyarados is Rock Smash, Focus Blast. You can totally use whatever you want, whenever you want, like a Gyarados if it has Rock Throw and Stone Edge. That's just me giving you a little heads up, okay? You're going to throw in your Gyarados in there, it's going to be like, you're going to do some damage and then it's going to be down. But then again, that's me like saying, use a Gengar. It's just going to go in and die. It's going to do damage and die really quick anyway. So, hey, do what you want, Gyarados, but look out for Stone Edge and Rock Throw and Zap Cannon, alright? And any other water type attacker. I mean, basically Vaporeon and Kyogre are going to be your best bets. You can also go for Alligator. That's also a nice one. Waterfall and Surf or Hydro Pump. For Alligator is another underrated. Its attack isn't the greatest, but on the flip side, it has enough defense to withstand things. So there you go on that. There you have it. Just a quick rundown, just letting you know what's coming down the pike and my opinions here, okay? Because it seems like a lot of, I don't know. I look around YouTube and there's people with like over 100,000 subscribers who have, this is just, it's a few of them, but it's what I've observed, and from people letting me know in my comments and inboxing me and telling me about these guys, is literally they take the title of what I have, literally change one word and make the same exact video 1 day later. So prepare for that. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and look at Jirachi real quick. Alright, so Jirachi. Don't know when this is coming out. Not even going to try to guess. I don't care. It's going to come when it comes. Pretty rounded Pokemon, as you can see. Kind of like Mew. So attack 210, defense 210, stamina 210. Pretty good Pokemon. Steel type and Psychic, but Psychic then Steel. What is it week 2? We have Confusion, Doom, Desire, Confusion, Psychic, Confusion, Dazzling Gleam, Charge, Beam, Doom, Desire, Charge Beam, Psychic, Charge Beam, Dazzling Gleam. Alright, so it is going to be week 2. Fire, Dark, Ghost, and Ground. And that's it. Resist quite a few things. Grass, Normal, Rock, Fairy, Flying, Poison, Steel, Dragon, Ice, and Psychic. So, what do you want to use? Obviously looks like Fire, Ground, Dark, and Ghost. Same suggestions as before. Moltres, Entei, Flareon. I don't know so much about Charizard. It's up to you. Charizard's not really one of the best type of fire attackers. I keep saying Charizard, and you're probably like, why is he saying Charizard? Because I like Charizard. And I want it to make it valid. And put it out there. Anyways. So you have it. Tyranitar, basically. Tyranitar for the win again. Gengars. And looks like Groudon. Double grass move. double grass Groudon. And double ground move. A little bit of insight of what's to come in the future. And I'll be catching you all later. Thanks for watching. Take care.